Record. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Biz Bites N More podcast. This is your host, Grayson. As always, I'm going to be there like a stepfather that you never wanted. It is episode 33, and I apologize for saying that Shaq's number was 32 in the last episode. His number is 34, so get that fucking grin off your goddamn face if you have just been sitting at home waiting all week and been like, oh, he made the wrong fucking... Shaq was probably 32 at some point, so get off my fucking back. It is October 27th, 2020, and welcome back to another episode. And it's a special one, but if you haven't heard the other 32 episodes, the Biz Bites and More podcast is generally about business, humor, investments, stocks, business, whatever other jizz and jazz that I want to throw in there. But every now and then, if you've been listening actively, I sprinkle in a little thing called Lunch Hour with Guests. And this one is a very, very special Lunch Hour with Guests because I have to be honest, this is the volume 4, so this is only, 4 in, but this guest is actually the first person I thought of when I started this out. Now, I had to force my roommates into interviews, to get the, work out the kinks and whatnot. But this is actually the most important guest to date. So this is insane. I mean, you're beating out 3 people. His name is Ed. That's what, we call him Ed Bentz, but his name is Ed. Ed, welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm excited.
Dude, thank you for having me, dude. I'm honored, bro. That actually made me feel real good. Oh, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's very true. You were literally like, I knew I could force Carl and Spencer into it because they live with me, but I was like, outside of my household, the first person I wanted was you. My brother slipped in there like a man in an orgy. But it's working out now. This is volume 4. This is Lunch Hours with Guests, and if you haven't heard the other ones, guys, this is an interview with friends and whoever else. I'll interview strangers. I'll interview porn stars, homeless people, Gandhi. I'll interview the Pope. I don't really give a shit. But Ed, before what?
I was gonna say, great interviews come from all over, man.
Different strokes for different folks, and I want to experience all those strokes. So Ed, before I get into the gushy stuff, the easy stuff, how are you and things, the first question I need to ask you is, would you be willing to rollerblade everywhere for the rest of your life to put a rifle in every American hand?
Oh, man. Yes, for 2 reasons. I remember when the Rollerball remake came out with LL Cool J, and I was fully prepared. I can inline blade a little bit, and at the end of the day, if we all have guns, we won't be in that dystopian hellhole that is the Rollerball remake. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants the that future. No one wants that one.
Nobody does. It's like, I'd rather be Scott Conn, than the kid from American Pie. That one didn't work. LL Cool J, he held his weight, but it's pretty sad.
Sometimes the actors just don't meet those roles. Well, Ed, that was a great answer to the first one. So now I'm going to ask you something easy. Ed, who are you? Where do you come from? Where do you hail from? What's your day-to-day? Tell us a little about yourself. Get into
it. My name's Eddie Bentz, and everybody calls me Ed. And I'm from America, which is the greatest country. I'm from North Carolina, which is the second greatest state in the union after Texas. I like to hang out I like to I like to I like to smoke pot. That's
Whoa.
that's a
Yeah.
hobby of mine for
Look at that
sure.
take. Look at that. Well, Ed, I appreciate that. And I didn't explain it before, but if you haven't seen the other lunch hours with guests, what do you do during your lunch hour? You want to slug some back. So I didn't introduce it to the audience, but if you're watching on YouTube, I have 3 beers with me instead of shots. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get through 3 beers. I can't promise much. I'll probably only get through 2. But Ed likes to party. That was, is that a good synopsis? Oh, did we lose Ed? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're back. All right. So, Ed, where does Bentz come from? I always wonder. I know you told me, but where does we all call you Eddie Bentz? Where's that name come from, Bentz? Oh no, we might have lost it. Oh, Ed, you there? Here, I'm gonna.
What's up?
Oh, there you are. All right, I see you. Okay, so where did the name Bentz come from, Ed?
It's kind of a long story, but basically, somebody, my brother started sort of getting sort of famous under the last name Hardy,
Mm-hmm.
which by default made me Ed Hardy, and I just really didn't like being called Ed Hardy, so I looked up gangsters named Edward, and
Yes.
the Google search came up with Eddie Bentz, and I thought that one sounded really good. So
That's like Childish Gambino. He like made his he went through the Wu-Tang Clan simulator, and he just like
okay,
figured out he would be, and that's like how he got his. That's funny. Okay, I think
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I guess I've heard the long version of it, but I did not know you looked up Edward, gangster's name Edward. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ed, you're a fan of photography, photographing. You have Bando Bents and most of your handles on like any social media and probably on like websites and whatnot. You also make memes, a meme maker in your spare time. Everyone gets memes. Not a lot of people get photography that much. So what do you like about Bandos, and how many homeless people do you fight on a daily Bando basis?
Honestly, I think to answer the second question first, I've really ran into pretty much zero homeless people, surprisingly. I think maybe there's been a few times where I've been like, maybe there's been people around me that I didn't notice were around me, or like I've noticed like piss bottles, and I've found like propane tanks where like everything in the room is really dusty except for like a propane stove and a propane tank, and I'm just like, just like you'll get clues that people have been there.
Okay,
Um,
so what do you like about the Bandos? So you don't
yeah,
fight anybody. Spoiler alert, people. Spoil if you visit his page and you're expecting him to just be a POV of him just punching fighting off
yeah,
homeless peoples it's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
no,
But what do
yeah,
you
no
like
bum.
about the Bando? What do you like about it? What do you like about photography?
Well, honestly, I sort of got into photography. Like my dad sort of was like, maybe you'll be into this. So I sort of started messing with it, and I like it a lot. I'm realizing what I really like about it is documentation. Um, I
Good.
like the photography and the art and that kind of thing, but what I really like is exploring and kind of documenting stuff. Because a lot of times there's been a bunch of houses, mostly the houses and some buildings that aren't even there anymore. So it's kind of nice being like one of the last people to kind of document it. And I've always loved Indiana Jones. So this is like as close to Indiana Jones as you can get without getting a doctorate in archaeology. So, I I figured this is a little bit easier than that.
Well, Ed, I mean, if the mold in your lungs and the possibility of a meth head stabbing you are worth it, you keep on keeping on, brother. I feel you.
Oh, I'm doing as best as I can for sure.
All right, next time we're going into a whole different gear. All right, Ed, beer to some is like a religion.
Mm-hmm.
What beer belongs to what religion, Ed? And let's just go with the three major ones: what Muslim, Judaism, and Christianity. There they are, the big three. Go ahead. What beer belongs to which?
Let's see. So
Ed,
let's see.
careful how you answer this.
I think Muslims probably drink. What's it called? Like O'Doyle's, the non-alcoholic.
The non-alcoholic one. Oh God.
That's probably what they drink.
So, what do Jewish people drink then? Fucking wine.
Jewish people probably drink. I don't know. That's a good question. Probably a little bit of everything. Probably a little bit of everything. Probably some like
A crisp autumn IPA.
Yeah, maybe they are into that.
A hard
like
cider.
Yeah, like an Israeli distillery kind of thing. I don't know.
All right, well then let's go with the one that you're most familiar with. What do Christians drink?
I think they'll drink just about anything, to be honest. But I think for brewskis, I think we're gonna go with Guinness and Corona. Either one of those, I think.
I feel you on both of those.
Yeah,
hey, that was a good answer, really. All right,
maybe Hello.
Ed, a really quick, just a really quick off the cuff question before we do a drink break. And guys, if you're following along on YouTube, I am almost through with my first one. Again, I'm not going to guarantee all three because I'm not an alcoholic, and that's what I tell my therapist every week. All right, Ed. Quick question. Do you like French people? And follow-up question, should jugglers be respected? Go ahead, Ed. 20 seconds.
I think some French people are cool. I've never been to France. Word on the street, French people can be some real fucking dicks. That's what I've heard. But
I heard they smell bad.
I've heard they don't shower. But I don't know, man. Maybe they're cool. I like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's Belgian.
Did you see last year when it was getting so hot that French people usually don't have AC in their houses? And they got so hot that it said, oui, what is the cooler, from their great village. I don't know.
It's their first time they've ever had AC.
I feel like I can make fun of stereotypical French people and get away with it. Like Italians, I can make fun of that accent all day long. I mean, and no one's going to bat an eye about that. All right. Okay. And then, wait. Should jugglers be respected? I mean, it's a fairly easy thing to do.
Jugglers or juggalos?
Juggler. Oh. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole with you and juggalos. But
are they juggling fire?
Let's just throw a blanket over it. All of it.
All of them?
Fuck them.
I can't juggle.
I can't.
So I gotta respect.
Fair enough.
I gotta respect that.
That's a fair point. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the first drink break. So take one or two to drink a shot or a brew. Take 3 or 4 to smoke a joint or more. And I just made that up off the cuff of my head.
Cracking brewski number 2 now.
They call me the MGK of Denver. Or my mom did one time when I asked her. Okay, Ed, we're gonna.
Big dog.
Well, cheers, buddy. Oh, I don't want to get that on my new fucking laptop. Let's wipe that off. All right. Try not to fuck this one like the other one. Sorry. fuck this one up. I don't fuck laptops. I want that on the record.
Bunch of jizz in the
So
keyboard.
Ed, we're gonna get into some stuff in these next three, and I hope you're ready because these are hard hitters. I don't let
Oh
up.
God, hard. All right, Chris Matthews.
Foot, gas. Foot, gas. All right, Ed.
Settle.
What are your top three most unconstitutional things in America? Go ahead, and these are going to be written on your fucking tombstone, so you better have some good ones. And ladies and gentlemen, I started beer number 2.
ABC stores.
Yes, thank you.
I know some people don't have them,
Oh,
and they should thank
privilege.
their lucky stars, all 50 of them.
I thank it every day.
And you know, I don't even drink liquor,
Hey.
so it's like I'm not. It isn't even my right. It's your right.
Buddy,
you know what I'm saying?
don't like every American in America, and you said you would rollerblade for them if they got a rifle. So the respect is already there. All right, ABC stores. The government regulating liquor. Didn't we fight against that? I agree.
That was the first thing. That was the first thing.
Okay, first thing. Is this in any particular order, or is it just 1, 2, 3?
Okay. So second, I mean, legalize cocaine.
Wow, a very first take in the Biz Bites N More podcast, but hey, those are Ed's words, not mine. All right, go for it. And number 3.
There's nothing wrong with hookers. You know?
The sex industry is a beautiful relationship between clientele and client. All right, guys.
Sounds
So
like
those
body shaming.
Ed 2024 possibly. All right, and he's gonna run off of the government. Get your filthy hands off my liquor. Colombian Bam Bam is okay if it's used in moderation, guys. And finally, hookers are just expressing their love of their craft to the world. What's wrong with that?
For real.
What's wrong with that, America? All right.
Are we really going to start testing every white powder that comes across the border? Like, it's really none of my business.
Hey,
yeah.
I have vitamin C, and I want my vitamin C coming to me. All right, guys. Next up, let's get off that one as quick as I can. Melissa, if you're listening, I'm sorry. All right, Ed. Oh, this one you're gonna just be so mad. Ed, socialism has worked around the globe. Why do you hate freedom?
I love freedom, first off, but
you can't hit freedom unless you're socialist, Ed.
You know what? That's okay. You know what? Everybody has a right to their opinion, but it will not stop you from getting put on the list. You know?
Ed, that is the most perfect segue I could ever think. You say, put them on the list quite a bit. It's actually kind of a catchphrase at this point. Who is them? And what is the list? Go for it.
The list? Wait, hold on. What was I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Ed, your popular catchphrase is put them on the list. Ed, we want to know, America wants to know, who is them and what is the list?
Well, the list is a warning for all red-blooded Americans to be on a lookout, because the people that are on the list, they hate your freedoms. They hate them.
That's and then them is the people that hate your freedoms.
Exactly. You know, they want to register our guns. Well, I want to register their communists. You know? that's how we're gonna do it now.
Okay. Oh my God. This couldn't go any better. All right, so we're going to be closing out with some more questions for Ed. We're going to take a little quick drink break. I thought I was going to be a little further along than I am. I'm not even halfway through number 2, but I'm not in college anymore, and I can't do this, guys. I'm almost 28. I can't keep up, all right? All right,
Yeah,
Ed.
that's the first time I've drinking in like a month.
Ed, first question for the closing questions, Bobcat versus Lynx.
Well, I'm a
It's gotta be
fan of the
definitive. Gotta be you can't be on the fence.
Charlotte Bobcats for life, dog.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Well, Bobcat versus Lynx. He could. Okay. For the record, and the audience listening, a lynx would tear a bobcat limb from limb, and eat its children. Okay, Ed. Where were you when Tom Petty died?
Oh, fuck. That's a good question. I think I was free falling. Free fall. I don't know. I think I was in the car though, and I got a text message. It came across my phone. It was like, Tom Petty has passed away. And then I look at my phone, I was like, huh,
Wow.
Tom Petty.
Well, guys, for the record, that was a suspicious answer. He doesn't know, and he might be in the car escaping a crime, possibly. All right, Ed, Biden versus Trump. Go ahead. What are you thinking? Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking Biden's going to win. I think he's going to take it all the way. Really
There's a good chance. There's a good chance, and that's perfectly fine. That's cool. You know, like, I think Trump wasn't supposed to win the first time, but he did. And the motherfucker, he got to pick 3 Supreme Court justices. So, like, imagine if it was Ted Cruz and he lost, and then it was Hillary, and then Hillary got to pick 3 justices. So the way I look at it is like, we might not have had a politician, but we had a battering ram. And like, you know what? Like, he's a useful tool, and sometimes tools break, and you don't get to use them for another 4 years. But 3 Supreme Court justices is pretty straight.
Ed, where I will agree with you there is the tools are old, both of them, and one is an insane babbling idiot, and one thinks it works, but doesn't. All right, Ed, last question. AOC is hip. Stop trying to make her not hip. Stop it. She's a beautiful woman, and she deserves respect. Any comments on that, Ed? Oh, go ahead. You misogynistic piece of shit.
She's kind of cute sometimes. It's one of those things, like, sometimes you want to fuck her, but then sometimes, like, you see her teeth will be like, I can't do it.
Ed, I didn't
like
hear it.
It's like solid in here, and it's like, but when her mouth, if she keeps her mouth a certain way, it's like, it's doable.
Ed, I didn't hear a single thing about her personality. All right. Ed, last question of the end. Have you had a good time? Has this been a good time?
It's been a blast, dude. It's been a blast.
So, Ed, last question. This is a grand slam. Ed, what's your message to the youth? Go ahead, 30 seconds.
My message to the youth is, guys, you need to work hard. Don't listen to your teachers. Don't go to college. Work hard. Learn a trade. Vote conservative. I didn't say Republican. Vote conservative. And just remember, socialism is not the answer.
You guys heard it here first. That was Eddie Bentz, the Bentz baby, Bentz boy, Bentz man. We have a plethora of nicknames for him. I wish I had the technical know-how to have like some background music playing right now, like maybe some congressional shit. But you'll hear, if you don't watch this on YouTube, you're a piece of shit. But I am ripping up the interview notes. Probably my favorite one to this day. Ed, before I do the outro, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Guys, go check out the YouTube if you want to actually see this. Lunch Hour with Guests, Volume 4. Ed, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to tell my 4 to 5 active listeners?
I just want to say that
follow you at something or
cattle mutilations is actually a CIA plot to test them for radiation from underground atomic testing from the 50s. It's not really aliens. It's Delta Force.
Okay. Wow, that was a strange outro. Okay, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for the interview, Ed. I appreciate it. We'll get you back on as soon as I can, as soon as I learn how to do anything as far as editing or video or whatever. All right, guys. That was the interview. That was Edward Bentz. You can go follow him, Bando Bentz, on his normal page. He's got 69 visual arts as his meme page. Hilarious. Go follow it for your daily dose of memes. You can go to the bizbitesandmore.com for any blog content. You can go and watch this on YouTube. Just type in Biz Bites and More and you'll find 4 of the fucking videos. You can leave a message at anchor.fm/Biz Bites and More. If you want to do a communist manifesto for 15 minutes, I will play that voice message on my fucking podcast. I might put it to 5 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole fucking thing. It's 15 minutes. It's insane to ask for. But I will play some of it. Leave a voice message if you want. Ed's shaking his head, but he knows it's right. Go follow me on Twitter at Biz Bites and More. And yeah, I think that's all of them. This is on Spotify, anywhere where you can really find podcasts. And then, of course, you can watch it on YouTube. Lunch Hour with Guests, Volume 4. That's my take on it. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Thank you, Ed. I'm going to be giving you a dingle.
Salute.
Peace out. Thanks, Ed.
Salute, my brother.